geared to enrich you, mind, body, and soul, right here on 246 BajanVibesRadio.com, 12 till 3 on a Sundays AM, 7 till 10 p.m., 8 till 11 Eastern Standard Time. Don't you miss it. Feeling lethargic? Feeling lazy? Feeling tired? Can't
Welcome, 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 welcome. Great Sunday to all of you. And how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We are excited because we know we're in for a treat from you.
Well, I'm excited too. Thank you for having me on your platform. I appreciate it. You guys can hear me good enough, right?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hey. Okay.
Good. We already feel the energy right now and a great vibration. And the topic we're going to talk tonight about the flow, and so we can already feel that level of flow. Can you?
Absolutely, we can feel that level of flow.
I'm excited.
And the audience is in for a treat tonight because I know people always talk about the flow. Do you have the flow? What is flow state and all that good stuff? And so that we're just going to say we have the expert tonight in the house.
Thank you.
Who's going to help us all to understand, because we all want to know how we can do our, whether you incorporate or whatever is your career, how you can really enjoy your job and enjoy what you do and have that flow state so you don't feel a level of stress. You're enjoying what you're doing. You're doing your job, yeah, but you're just flowing. You're just having a good vibe. Everything is moving on so effortlessly, shall we say? So that is why you want to let our audience know that you are in for a treat tonight, because we have an amazing guest in the house tonight. She's very special to us, and she's going to enlighten us, empower us, and help us to understand what the flow is, flow state. And when you think about yourself and you want to know, are you living the best version of yourself? You want to have that flow, correct?
Absolutely,
You want to
totally
have
agree.
that flow so that you can live life and enjoy that level of empowerment, enjoy that level of freedom. That you're going to work, but you don't feel a level of stress because you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're walking in your level of purpose. And I think that some of those things are going to come out tonight, but our purpose, we walk in our purpose and we feel in that level of flow. And all those things are going to be discussed tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We want to also thank all our subscribers who subscribe to our YouTube channel and those who join our program called Bloom Again, which is Tea Talk and Transformation. Because what Tea Talk and Transformation is, it helps you to understand pause, help you to understand relax, take time for you, because you're important. And not only that, when you pause, you're practicing self-care for you. You're taking the time for you. You relax. When you come in, you're sipping your cup of tea, whether it's hot or cold, whatever beverages of your choice. But you're able to, it's focusing on your sensory. And what you're doing is, as a person, you're able to zoom into you. Who am I? Who am I becoming? You look at your environment. Does my environment reflect who I am? Focusing from living it from the inside out. And so there is where the transformation is. There is where the healing is. Because by just sipping your cup of tea, because you're relaxing and you're drowning all the outside noise, and you're giving your chance to giving yourself permission for you, so that you can stay filled and so that you can serve, but not only serve, you can serve well. Because if you serve from an empty cup, then you're doing yourself a disservice, not only for yourself, but for the person whoever you serve, whether it's your organization or one-on-one, a group, whatever it is, you have to stay filled. And the only way you can stay filled is you taking the time for you, pausing, celebrate your wins, big or small. You work hard to get there. And it's an incentive for you because as you elevate and you move further in life, you want to give the level of gratitude that you know you work hard to get there, and show yourself grace, gratitude. Those are tools so that you can be grounded and strong and not forgetting your level of spirituality, whatever that may be for you, so that you can walk strong, be solid, stand tall. Because we got one life to live. And we want to live our best, be our best, and show up in spaces where we can let people remember how we make them feel. So we are here tonight to serve you well and let you enjoy what flow state is. So sit back, relax, and you're in a good space tonight. Invite a friend to join us and participate in the comment. If you are in the flow state, if you experience it, what is blocking you from not experiencing it, all those things are going to come out in our discussion tonight. So sit back, relax. I'm Lady J, holistic health and wellness coach, and among other things, orders and everything else that we do. But we just want to thank you for being here tonight. And those who are going to catch us on the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. And so I'm going to toss the mic now to Lady K. Angela, welcome. It's so great to have you to share this great energy with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear what's going to come out.
A lot of stuff is going to come out because we are in the flow state. You know, it's a beautiful thing when we can be in that flow state, because when we are in that flow state, there is so many things happen. And a lot of times we are preventing ourselves and holding ourselves back from being in that flow state, because we all have that capacity to go to that flow state. But are we setting the runway?
Oh, I love that.
Are we
That's
setting the runway for that flow state? Because many may ask this evening, what is this flow state? What are some of the things that I can do as an individual to tap into that flow state? So you got to stick around, because we're going to give you some tools that you can tap into that flow state. We all can do it. We all can do it. But many times we are so clouded with so many things. Our phones are distracting us. We are not allowing ourselves to be. We are pushing ourselves in so much of directions. But this evening, we want you to pause. Mm-hmm. We want you to pause and just reflect on yourself. Because when you are in a flow state, you're in a state of healing as well. Mm-hmm. Because the flow state helps you to heal. It helps you to think, and it helps you to really compartmentalize things. Where this should go, where that should go. Should I focus on this, or should I not focus on that? Mm-hmm. Should I take off this out from my list? Should I put this on the back burner? Because you need to be in that flow state. Whatever you're doing, you need to be in that flow state. Because when you're in that flow state, you get a lot of clarity. Mm-hmm. Because you may be asking certain things, but then you're not getting into that state to get the clarity that you need. But you're at the right place at the right time, because you can get a lot of clarity this evening, which is going to help you as an individual to move forward with your life, seeing things through a different lens. Because we're going to help you this evening to see things through a different lens. And it's always good to see things through a different lens. Because when you can see things different, it helps you now to step back and look at your life and say, you know what? maybe I'm holding myself back. Maybe I should try this to see if this is going to work for me. To each his own, because we each have our own flow state.
Right.
And in order to arrive there are some things you have to do to arrive to that flow state. So just sit back, just relax this evening. And Angela, myself, and Lady J, we're going to really help you this evening to understand that a flow state, we can all reach that flow state. We all have the capacity. But many times we're not giving the brain the right tools in order to arrive to that state of flow. So tonight, we're going to give you some tools to help the brain to go to that state. So Angela, we just want to welcome you to the studio this evening. It's a pleasure to have you here. And we just want to ask you, because we said we're not going to read, we want to ask you to introduce yourself to our audience.
Oh, wow.
The floor is yours. I'm Lady K. So the floor is yours, Angela. Introduce yourself to Enrichment of Mind, Body, and Soul audience.
Well, thank you, audience. I appreciate you using your time to be here this evening, because you don't have to be. You could be anywhere, but you're here this evening. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for sharing your platform with me.
Thank you.
I don't like talking about myself, but to put it in very short terms, is what I do is I get paid to think. I get paid to help people think. I help people process their ideas, but I basically help people to begin to continue to become.
Wow.
And what that is like, we're all, like you said, we're in different phases and stages of our lives, but we're all doing one of those things. Either we're beginning a thing, we're continuing a thing, or we're becoming a thing.
Absolutely.
And that's what I help people do. In that, I use a framework, ideation, creation, execution, delegation. Just because you know how to do a thing doesn't mean you need to be the one that's doing it. Because if it's taking you out of your zone of genius, you're not getting the thing you're called to do or your purpose to do done. It's causing a distraction, just like with your phone. But if you're answering emails, or if you're answering the phone, or if you're doing paperwork and you're paying bills, or you're, making conference calls, you can't get the work that you are supposed to be doing done unless that's what you're being paid to do, which is answer phones, answer emails, creating frameworks. If that's what you're being paid to do, sure, absolutely do it. But if not, give somebody that task to do. That's the part of the delegation thing. Again, you don't have to do everything just because you know how to do it, right? Sometimes you need to take that time and, like you said, pause. Give yourself grace in the thing that you're doing so you can operate in your zone of genius. Again, in flow.
That's true. So true. So true, Angela. What a powerful way, the way how you put everything there is that we don't have to do everything. Mm-hmm. We can delegate tasks. And once we can do that, we are allowing ourselves to go into a flow state, because we don't have to punish ourselves with so many things on our plate, and we can't even eat all of the things that we have on our plate. So we can share things out, and as you said, delegate things out and allow ourselves to consume what on the plate that we need at that point in time. So we can able to focus. Because in order to go into that flow state, you have to focus. You have to focus on what is at hand and the present moment. But many times we are not doing that. And because we have so many things in front of us, you cannot arrive to that state of flow. So that is the rightful thing that what Angela was saying. We have to delegate things so we can able to manage what's in front of us to arrive at that flow state. Right, Lady J?
Yeah. Thank you. That is so true. And I want to ask you a question before we jump further into why is it so hard for us to delegate? Why is it so hard?
Especially in business, It's
Mhm.
because it's your baby. You want it done right. No
Yeah.
one is going to do it like you. No one is going to parent like you. Nobody's going to do the job like you do. It's a control thing, to be totally honest. You want it done a certain way, but we also have to give grace to others that might do it in a different way, but still get that task done.
Mhm.
The goal is to get the task done. It really doesn't matter how it's done, as long as it gets done. Not saying you should do it without the expectation on yourself
Right.
and to the person that you're hiring to make sure it's in excellence, especially if that's your culture. If you have a culture of excellence, you shouldn't hire anyone that is below. That allows you to now know that your work is safe, whatever it is that you are
Right.
delegating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering that. Yeah, that's right. I like what you said. When you said, if your culture is excellence and you go where excellence is, and you hire the people, the best of the best, so that you will able to receive the excellence that you so desire to carry out the work that you desire of seeing being done. So, as tonight we're talking about the flow and flow state. How do we get it? How do we harness it? How do we find that? Do we have to find it, or it's already within us?
Okay. Just like a woman, and this might be graphic for some people, but a woman is born with all the eggs that she's ever going to have.
Mhm.
You have to think about that like with seeds. Whether it's a fruit or a tree or a human being, we all have everything that we need inside of us to grow and do the thing that we're purposed to do. It's up to us to figure out what those seeds are.
Mhm.
Make sure we don't have those weeds, but make sure we know what those seeds are.
Right.
And we germinate those seeds so it can do what it's supposed to do. And then the thing is, just like with the imposter syndrome, you can't be anything that you're not.
True.
So give yourself grace. It's a lot of grace to be had. People are like, I should be here and I should be there and I should be. No, you shouldn't be. Because if you were supposed to be, you would be there. So give
Yes.
yourself grace, because you might not be ready for that thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sometimes, we think that we're behind. Are we? And what are we comparing that to?
Mhm.
Are you ready for that next step?
Mm-hmm.
Have you
Mm-hmm.
prepared yourself? Have you done the work? It's
True.
plenty of people, they get into business because they heard something on social media and they're like, I'm supposed to make $10,000 a month. But do you have products that are going to add up to that? Do you
Mm-hmm.
have the experience that's going to add up to you getting clients that are going to pay you that much? So in flow, we also have to check our self expectations
Mm-hmm.
in order for us to really understand where we are and where we need to be and be intentional.
Love that. Love
Yes.
that, Angela. Be intentional. Because the thing is that when we are asking for so much of ourselves, but are we prepared
Right.
for what we are asking for?
Yes. Did you do the
You know?
work? Do you know yourself? Do you even know what you're
Exactly.
good at?
Mhm.
It's so many people that I know who have master degrees and they're lawyers or they're doctors and they don't practice. They have all this education and they don't practice. A lot of them are at home with their kids because that's the season that they're in.
Mm.
Yes.
That's not who they
Yes.
are.
It's
And
a
that's
season.
another thing we have to understand too. We're not our titles.
Wow, that's so
People ask
beautiful.
you like,
Well
what do
said.
you do? And it's like, when I asked you what you do, I didn't ask you whether you were a real estate agent or an accountant or a bookkeeper. I asked you, what did you do? You are supposed to be a human being, not a human doing. So
Yeah.
you're taking these titles and say, this is what you do. That's not what you do. You're being. And what are you being?
Mhm.
What is the best thing that you can do to add value to that next person? And that's how we can get into flow. How do we add value with the things that we already have?
True.
It could be simply baking a cake. You know, if you make the best cake and everybody's raving about that one cake that you make, sell it. That's something that
Mhm.
you're great at. A lot of times the thing that we should be doing is a thing that we don't deem enough.
Mhm. Mhm.
We don't
Mhm.
think anybody needs it or wants it. And because
Mhm.
you do it so freely and easily,
Mhm.
we don't think we can get paid for that. But that's exactly what you were purposed to do. The thing that you find easy. You should
Mhm.
not have to be pushing a rock up a hill or
Yeah.
hustling or, just busy. We should be productive, not busy.
True.
And if you
True.
find yourself busy, you need to reevaluate what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And he's asking a question. I struggle to identify the best of the best, as I have a small business. We are stuck with employing younger people who we hope to train up. What's the solution?
Well, that's one of the things I specialize in. You can put in frameworks and evaluations before you hire them. I provide DISC and um, behavioral analysis for employees, but my job is to make sure that you get the right person. But you also have to realize you're attracting what you are. You can't get anything
Mhm.
just like a fruit, like if you have the seeds for this particular fruit, that's the only fruit that you're going to get. So you might want to do some self-reflection as to why you're getting these people. Maybe you're supposed to mentor these younger people, train up a child. These people could be your successors, and yes, you do have to train them no matter how old they are. It's better to go ahead and do it now and then figure out who your rock star is. That rock star is, let me put it this way. Whenever you hire, always hire 3 people at the same time. That's the easiest way to do it. 2 of them are going to fall off. You're going to be left with one. You're going to
Mhm.
do that 3 more times. You're going to be left with 3 rock stars. They're
Mhm.
going to be ones, they're going to be your entrepreneurs. They're going to be your brand advisor, your brand ambassadors. They're going to tell everybody, especially if you have a good culture.
Mhm.
Everybody, they want to tell everybody. Now you make them your managers. They do the hiring because guess what? Like I said before, you're going to attract who you are. So if
Are.
they're rock
Yes.
stars, they're going to attract rock stars. That's how you quickly build your business.
Woo.
Thank you.
Great answer.
Great answer. Thanks. Annie, thank you for the question. We always like when you pop in because you're a friend of ours and you always give good ask great questions,
That was a
right?
great question.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a great
yeah,
question. Yeah, yeah. And
Great,
you
great
answered
question.
perfectly.
yeah.
Perfectly, Angela. Perfectly.
And you gotta connect with Angela.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
please
answered.
do.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
answered perfectly because when when we are, especially within business, you rightfully said, Angela, we attract who we are
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because we are energy in movement.
Yes.
And whatever we embody, that is what is going to come
Right.
towards us. And I like when you put it open, you said that you bring 3 people on
Mm-hmm.
board. And when you bring the 3 people now, you can able to identify which one is the
Mm-hmm.
right one that you really want to
Mm-hmm.
keep on your team, and others will fall off. So
Right.
that's a very good
Framework or model.
framework. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. As a business owner, how we should really move ourselves as we go through and navigate this journey of entrepreneurship. So, the thing is that when we are in this flow state, right,
Mm-hmm.
we are able to identify certain things in our lives. We are able to pinpoint this is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I need to remove this from the equation because this is not what is going to add up what I am looking for with my life, right? And being
Absolutely.
in being in a flow state, it's me being creative.
Of course.
Is letting that creativity juices just flow within your system, and it's allowing yourself to be without forcing, because many times we are forcing an outcome and not allowing it to
Right.
come organically. So we need to step back and just allow, because the human thing in us, we want to see things
Right.
happen overnight. It gotta
Oh, yeah.
happen now. You know?
Especially with social media, right?
Yeah.
Because they make you think that success happens overnight. It does
Right.
not.
It
It
don't.
really does not. But social media is highlight reels. They don't tell you, that they were selling their product out of their truck. They don't tell you that they were knocking on doors. They don't tell you that it took them 10 years, but now you are catching on to who they are, and everybody else is catching on at the same time because the algorithm picks them up. And so now that you see, but they've been doing work, because you can go back and check. You can go back and see when their first video was. It wasn't yesterday.
Absolutely. Absolutely
Nothing happens
right.
overnight.
Nothing happened overnight.
Nothing is
Right.
overnight. Nothing. Everything takes time.
Oh,
And
yes.
we have, in order to get to that state, we gotta create the conditions.
Of course.
We gotta create the conditions, like your surroundings. Is there a lot of clutter?
Right. That's what I spoke about. Your environment.
Right.
Your environment,
Your environment.
in order for you to go to that state, you have to remove certain
Of
things
course.
from your life. Too much clutter, you gotta remove it. You gotta clear the clutter away, so you can be able to focus and to see exactly where you're heading with your life. And once you remove those things, you start to get new energies to come
Of
in
course.
into you. Those new energies is the flow. You're tapping into that state. That flow, that new energy, you're tapping in because you clear away. So you're tapping in now to that new energy. So we as human beings, we gotta clear away things in our life so we can tap into that state, or tap into that frequency, so we can understand that flow. It's a flow, and it's like the river.
Yeah, think about it. Your phone is the equivalent of you throwing a boulder in the water,
Exactly.
right? And then you have to think about when you make a decision that you weren't quite sure of, or it was against what you believed and you just wanted to make money. It's like throwing a log in the river. It's going to clog it back up. And guess what? You're going to either have to start over or figure out now how to move this log,
So
which
true.
is now stopping you from doing the thing that you were called to do.
That is so
Yeah.
beautifully said. I know we're talking about clearance and blockage, and we talk about environment. What are some of the other things that blocks our flow?
Ourselves.
True.
So,
Wow.
yeah, putting so much pressure on ourselves. And now it's kind of like when you notice that you're in flow, and then you're like, wait, I'm in flow. And now your body has caught up with your mind, or vice versa. And now you're out of flow because you realize that you were in a state, whether it was a running state, a walking state, or a crawling state. You realize, oh, I'm doing the thing. But you can also stop yourself because you caught on to you doing the thing. I've noticed that too. When people say that, I'm losing weight, and then you see them a year later and they look the same. It's because they caught on to the fact that they were losing weight, and now they can no longer trick their mind to do the thing that they called it to do.
Yes.
So it is good that you notice. It's
Right.
good that you're aware, but it
Aware,
sometimes
right.
works. It sometimes works against you.
Would you say unforgiveness could be a blockage as well?
Oh yes, because you hold these things, your emotion, regret, bitterness, like you said, unforgiveness, all of those negative words, hatred. Nobody's really paying attention to the fact that you don't talk to them anymore.
True.
Nobody's paying attention that you're mad at them. Nobody cares. Everybody has a life that they're leading, and they
Right.
just realize that I haven't talked to them in a while. They might not know you are holding a grudge against
Right,
them.
right.
Mhm.
You are holding that grudge against them.
Mhm.
You have bitterness towards them. The
Mhm.
operative word
Mhm.
being you, and your
Mhm.
body is
Mhm.
holding them.
Mhm.
That's all these little stones and pebbles and rocks and twigs and things like that that are building a dam that is stopping you from flow.
Mhm. Mhm.
You have to
Mhm.
give yourself permission to let those things go, repent of the things that you're holding on to, and give them away. They are not yours to
Yours
keep.
to keep.
Exactly.
Right, right, right.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm glad you expressed that to the audience,
Mhm.
because they're not yours to keep. And to live the best life and to live the best version of yourself, then why allow things to hinder you and keep hold you back so that you cannot experience the level of flow that we're talking about tonight, and to live, and not just live, not just survive, but thrive.
Yes, yes. People ask me, did you see such and such on the news? And so got, and then this person happened and the president said this and this. Let me tell you, the only economy that I can control is my own.
Mhm.
Yes, that's
Right.
so true.
Your own
You
economy,
know,
that's what you got to be concerned
right?
about.
So I need to do all the things that I need to do to keep my economy flowing, whether that's networking, whether that's getting contracts, whether that's speaking, or what. I can't do anything about the global economy because
Yes,
I'm
so
not
true.
running it.
Absolutely. I love
Right.
that one.
Yeah, you're not running it.
You're
Right.
not running it. That's not your system to run.
No, I don't know the day-to-days of the global economy. That is not my business.
So true,
And if it
Angela.
if it doesn't make or break my day, it has nothing to do with me.
True.
Same
I
thing like other people's households. Everybody has an opinion. But again, is that going to make or break you? Is that going to stop food from coming onto your table? Is that going to stop you from doing the
true.
things you're causing it to do? If
True.
it doesn't, mind your business.
No, we like how you
It's
expressing.
straightforward. It's very
No, and
straightforward.
it's
Yeah.
there's a lot of clarity what you
Mhm.
presenting us with, Angela, because you have to know what to focus on.
Yes.
You got to know where to put your energy, because if you can't do anything about it, then you got to scale back and look, what can I do to affect that would enhance my own economy? What can I do? As you rightfully said, if it's not putting food on your table, then what are you doing?
Yeah. If your clothes are not on fire or someone in your house is not being put in imminent danger and you're not losing any income from coming in your house from he said, she said, that thing, the world is falling apart yet again. If you look at history, that's all it does. So why are you allowing it to oh gosh, the end of the world is going to come. If it's going to come, it's going to come whether you are here today or not, whether you are paying attention to it or not,
Mhm.
So true. So true.
right? The global economy, if food runs out, okay, what are you doing to prepare for that? Are you putting
Right,
things in
right.
your
Yes.
cupboard? Are you making food? Are you canning food? Now, if
Mhm.
that is bothering you and that's something that you want to worry about, make preparations for it.
Correct.
Mhm.
Right, right.
Right? Put things in place. Start getting them big gallons of water, and
Yes.
you store that. But if it's not something that you're worried, it is not something that you're actively working to change or working to do, take it off your plate.
Take it
That's
up.
hindering you from being in flow.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just like if you concentrate on your bills, guess what you're going to get? More bills. I got
Mhm.
to pay this bill. I got to pay this bill. I got to pay this bill. Just like an emergency fund. Why would you prepare for an emergency?
Mhm.
Why would it be an investment fund?
Mhm.
Right? You would rather stack your money to invest or to do something better, whether it is to help your
Mhm.
kids or to help a foundation or celebrate something. Why an emergency fund? Yes, we know emergencies are going to happen, but
Mhm.
now it's in your forefront. Every time you put money in it, guess what you see? Emergency fund. Your subconscious does not know that
Mhm.
that is a bad thing. But if you keep saying, I got to make sure I have money in my emergency fund,
Mhm.
guess what? An emergency is going to happen. You're going to get a flat tire. You're going to get in a car accident. You're going to get a ticket. Somebody's going to call you for something that, you know, you need to help them with. Something is going to happen because that is going to continue to be depleted because that's what you're concentrated on.
Mhm.
Same thing with bills. But if you keep your mind on the thing that you're supposed to be doing, building a business, creating memories, having a joyful life, being positive, being around positive people,
Mhm.
you know, growing your network, that's what you will get more of.
Mhm.
If it's
Mhm.
speaking engagements, if you are actively doing that, you wouldn't have to worry about anything else. If you're doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you wouldn't be worried. You wouldn't be looking at the right or left. You have your blinders on and say, "This is what we're talking about. This is what we're
Right.
doing. This is where we're
Yeah.
going." And I don't say the word focus simply because it was used negatively towards me as a kid, and I understand the way neurodivergent people think
Mhm.
and people on the spectrum um, have an issue with that word, and that's okay. So we just use different words like change your gaze.
Mhm.
Change your gaze. That's what you're
Yes,
Mhm.
saying.
change your gaze instead of the word focus, because
Focus. Mhm.
sometimes focus is an F word
Mhm.
for
Mhm.
some
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
You know, it's used to weaponize, um, you know, that word to get you to do a thing. But if
Mhm.
you use positive words like,
Mhm.
we're going to move our direction over here, we're going to change our gaze over here, let's pivot
That's
towards
perfect.
this,
Mhm. Mhm.
right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Or let's move this to the forefront because focus can become an F word for some people.
Up to the forefront.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
I know it was for me. It was definitely a
Yeah.
Mhm.
word for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
And if I had listened to those people who use that focus word, I would have missed all the opportunities afforded to me because of the way I think. I don't think
Mhm.
one way. I can think 12 ways in the same conversation, and I'm solving problems for each of those 12 things while holding a regular conversation. But if I
Yeah.
focused on one thing, I could have lost all the other things that I could have helped you with. But it's called hyper focusing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's just different words
Mhm.
for different people because everybody
Yes.
learns differently. And those
Sure.
most times when you tell people to focus and you see that that's something that they're lacking, they're actually hyper focusing on things that you might not see. So for someone who is neurodivergent and different places on the spectrum, they're looking at you. They're looking at every single thing happen in the room. They're listening to sounds. They're listening for danger. They're looking for people to walk up on you or walk up on them. They're trying to see what tones you're using. Is this a
Mhm.
negative tone? Is
Mhm.
this a positive tone? Do I hear them? Do I not hear them? Oh gosh, did I turn that off? What
Mhm.
part of the conversation did I miss? So it's not that they're not focusing, is they're hyper focusing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So if you shift the gaze to this is the conversation that we're having right now, and let's walk down this path together, a lot of times that changes.
Mhm.
And we have to think about that when we're talking to you know, employees and other people that we're working with that seems
Mhm.
all over the place, but they're really not. Like myself, I have 3 or 4 screens with maybe 30 to 50 tabs open. And some people will say, you know, that is, and someone actually said that to me. You know, scientific people say that is I said, a way for you to mind your business because I had nothing to do then with them, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
The way my mind works is I have multiple clients. So it's a section here, a section here,
Yes.
a section here. And if I'm deep diving on that client and I can move away from it, now I have another tab just for
Right.
them.
Right.
And
Mhm.
so now the ones that are actually working, I can take them off and now I can put them in a tab instead of in my
Right.
research.
Right. So
People
true.
focus differently, people think differently. And we got to think about that too, because without those, I'm out of flow
Mhm.
because now I'm scrambling with all of my thoughts.
Mhm.
How do I get in my thoughts? So when my computer decides to restart and I lose my tabs, I'm like, well, that's all of
Yeah,
my
yeah,
research
yeah.
for these
Yes.
individual people. And now I have to start over and hope I can start over. So it depends on your understanding of yourself, your personal development, your professional development that is going to help you get into your flow. Emotional intelligence is huge when it comes
Mhm.
to flow. And understanding who you are and not being ashamed of who you are and the way you think and the way you do things, it's not going to be the same as everybody else. That's why we were uniquely made. So be
True.
comfortable with you being you. And then that also helps you be in flow too. Saying, okay, so I think this way. And okay, I'm stuck. Let me call XYZ, or let me hire a person who doesn't get stuck on this, because that's what they do. If you don't
Mhm.
like doing laundry, send it out. It's somebody that does. They have a whole company that does that. And
Mhm.
now guess what? Now they're doing it in half the time that you're doing it, and you're still getting your things done. If it takes you more than 20 minutes to cut your grass, hire somebody who does that, because they have people, they have the equipment, they have the ability, and they have the time. Just pay them.
Yes.
Understand how much your hour or 4 hours or however long it's going to take you to do that thing, how much it is costing you. Not how much you pay for it, how much it's costing you, because that takes you out of flow as well.
True.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
So
that's
true.
that delegation part. You don't have to
Right, the
execute
dedication.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, you can think of a thing and you can create a thing, and you can execute a thing, but you don't always have to. That's where delegation comes from.
True. So true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some
You
great
you're
points.
giving us great points. And we like, and I know our audience gonna be taking are taking a lot of notes on live and gonna catch us on the replay. Because when you speak about the word focus and you list the way how you can speak to yourself, you spoke about you moving the gaze, right? Let's pivot. Let's move it to the forefront. Those are great choice of words or sentences that we can use instead of using focus. When you spoke about not being busy, not using the word busy, because there's a different kind of energy that comes with that, but you said productive. So talk to the audience how, and I know you did, but you can go, we would ask you to go a little deeper, how important the choice of words that we use that carries a different energy for us. And I think that is the flow also.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. It's just like my husband's grandmother said there's no such thing as can't. She's from the island. She's like, there's no such thing as can't. It's either you can or you cannot.
Mhm.
It's no such it's either you, I'm sorry, either you are or you're not. It's
Mhm.
Mhm.
black and white.
Mhm.
It's just like pregnancy. If you are or you're not, right? You
Right.
can't be in the gray,
So true.
right? So
Mm.
if you're not going to a place, and people are waiting for you to be there and they're excited about you being there, and you know for certain when they ask you that you want to go, just say you're gonna go. Because
Mhm.
guess what? Now you're holding that anxiety of, oh, when am I going to tell them? Oh, maybe I should go. And now
Mhm.
you're having this
Mhm.
conversation
Mhm.
within, because you said you were going to do something and you knew in your heart that you wasn't going to do it. You have to have a lot of heart conversations. Now, when it comes to the word, um, like productivity, it's just like, okay, you can be as busy as a bee, but are you actually getting any work done?
True.
Mhm.
So
Right?
true.
And a bee will literally work itself until it dies flying. Do you want to be that? Do you want to work yourself so much just doing the thing because that's what someone told you to do,
Right.
right? And you die in the midst of it and never live. Why would you do that?
Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
What was one of the things that I asked my kids all the time when they were growing up was, if you could only do one thing when you woke up in the morning, what would it do? What would you
Mhm.
do?
Right.
Who would you help? where would you go?
Mhm.
And if it doesn't align with where you see yourself growing and you're not doing the work, and if you're busy because someone told you to, hey, go get this degree because you're going to make money, or go to this school because you're going to do this, or work at this job, and
Mhm.
just because it makes money doesn't mean that it makes sense
So true.
for you. So
So
why just be busy?
Mhm.
If you're living your life of intentionality,
Intentional.
your words mean everything. There's
Everything.
death
Right.
and life in your tongue, and it is 100% true. 100% true. It's people that have been diagnosed with things, and I can honestly say that I went into the hospital the same time as someone very close to me for the same exact thing on the same exact floor. That person is no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
I had a different mindset.
Mm-hmm. 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 So your mindset is
We-
really
We
important.
still
Go
have,
ahead, Lady
you know,
J.
I was just gonna say, start to jump in, and we both can speak on this. I'm so happy you talk about mindset, because talk to the audience about how mindset is super important.
It's crucial. If you have an I can't attitude, you won't. You know, if you have an I can't dialect, you are absolutely right. You won't, and you never will. It was, I think it's a a kids movie, and the guy said, "Why don't you just eat cake?" And he said, "Well, I can't because I'm exceedingly poor." That means you will never, ever, and you said it to yourself, I am exceedingly poor. Be careful about your I ams.
Oh, you want to pick that up?
Be very careful
We
about your
talked
I.
about I ams. What comes after your I am
Woo!
is
I
super
am sick. I
important.
am tired. I am. Be very careful about your I ams. That ha 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 laughing, I'm dead. Don't do that. Don't do that. I tell my kids, I said,
Mhm.
you know, you never know whether it's the breath that you breathe or the words that you speak that takes you out of here.
So true.
Wow, that's
So be
That's very
careful of the
powerful.
words that
Yeah.
you use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And many times we are not realizing the things that we are saying
Mhm.
has so much effect on our lives. And
Yes.
then we are asking ourselves, you know what, why my life is still stuck the same
Mhm.
way?
You put
Because
yourself there
exactly, because
with
if
your thought.
every day you keep repeating the same narrative
Right.
over and over again, so therefore you're keeping yourself on that frequency,
Mhm.
you're embodying that energy. So all of
Mm-hmm.
the things that you're saying to yourself, as rightfully Angela said, your I ams,
Mhm.
that is what you're attracting towards yourself. So if you're attracting toward those things, you only aligning yourselves with whatever you are saying.
Right. Right.
Right.
Exactly, you're embodying
Mhm.
that type of energy. So you're attracting those type of energies to yourself. So you're gonna stay right there,
Mhm.
and then you're wondering to know, I'm
Right.
repeating these affirmations. It's not work. It can't work
It can work.
because you are not aligned with what you're saying.
Absolutely. And if you're the type of person who speaks positively and then takes it back,
Oh.
I know that I'm going to this, but I only have.
Mhm.
I know that this is going to happen and I can feel and I believe, but this. You should have a yes and, not a yes but. Your
Yes.
but will get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That but
Right.
will get you in trouble every single time because it's limiting words.
Mhm.
That's limiting verbiage. It stops the flow and allows adage. That's an addition word. But is a subtraction word.
Yes.
So
Yes.
even if it's not something that you are comfortable with, you
Mhm.
can say, Oh, I know how to do this portion, and I know someone who knows how to do this, or I can, or I can find you someone who can. Versus, I only know how to do this, but I don't think this is something that I'm able to do. Yes, you can. You just go find the help to help you do the thing.
True.
Right?
True.
I'm struggling with this thing, but I can only do this because, that's what's in my strength. That's what's in my wheelhouse. Or I can only do this, and I can find other resources so I can build upon that thing.
Right.
That but will get you in trouble every time. So I am a yes and. Even if I can't solve the problem, I will find somebody who can help you. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to add value. And I'm not always the one to help you. But I will find someone to get you there.
Yeah.
So the choice of
Go ahead, Lady
No,
J.
the choice of word is so important. No, you go.
Yeah. The beautiful thing is that we as human beings, we only have to understand how life flows.
Right.
And once we can understand how life flows, we understand ourselves.
Yes.
We understand what to say, what not to say. And another beautiful thing is that we have a choice. We have a choice.
All of us choice.
Exactly. And the choices is free. We have a choice.
We have free will.
Yeah.
So you free willed yourself into debt. You free willed yourself with these employees. These are all things that you attracted because you are what you attract.
Yeah.
But if you are attracting leaders, it's because you are a leader. If you're attracting go-getters, it's because you are a go-getter. If you're attracting people who complain all the time, take a self-assessment because you complain. If you have a negative heart, you will attract people with a negative heart and a negative mind and negative thoughts. And that's what you will continue to get. But think about it. You can check yourself now. When you do check yourself, and you can easily change it as quickly as you say it. Right. You go, oh, I had that thought again. Let me now. Then thank God we had time between our thoughts to say, you know what? I no longer think that way anymore.
Yes.
One of the exercises, I can't remember, and I apologize to the teacher that taught me that, when you write down as many positive things that you can say about yourself, you should get about this. The number is 40. And I'm sorry, the number is 100. Most people stop at 40. So that first 40, they writing. Oh, they have so many positive say. Between 20 and 40 is when they start slowing down. When you start getting slow and your mind starts to wander, because those positive things, and we're fighting flesh, and that is a part of it.
Yeah.
Write those things down in red words. Those negative things, you write those down in red. The other one in blue. Write negative things down in red. So now you can see the things that you were saying, not just hearing them. Because your subconscious does not know the difference.
So true.
So if you're telling yourself, I'm going to win, I'm going to, if I help this person, I can help them win. If you help enough people get to where they want, you can help. You will eventually get what you want. But if you are subtracting at all costs, you will continue to do so.
So true. You're absolutely right, Angela, because we tend to look at ourselves as though we don't have the capacity. We tend to put ourselves down.
Right. You get to, you don't got to. Those are two different things.
Absolutely. We just tend to see ourselves not worthy enough of the things them that we even asking for in our lives. And as you rightfully said, the words that we are using is the energy that we are embodying, and we become that energy. That is why we attract it to ourselves.
Yeah, and that's what a busyness come to. When you got to, you're busy. When you get to, you're productive.
Absolutely. That's the difference.
The difference.
And it's a big difference.
Right. It is.
Yeah. And all it is a letter. That's an O and an E.
Angela, my question to you is that before you arrive into this flow state, tell us that period, that phase before you arrive into this flow state to understand life on this very deep level. Can you explain that for us?
That's a good question.
I'm genuinely a happy person anyway. I am find hope in anything. But I can tell you, when my dad passed in 2022 very suddenly, like literally, I talked to him Wednesday. He went to the doctors. Everything was good. By Monday, I got a phone call with someone screaming on the phone saying dad was dead. So that took me into a very depressive state. And I was just existing. And it took me until recently, because like I said, I'm constantly juggling 12 things at one time. It's just the way my mind works. So I'm like, oh, okay, somebody want an apple? Yeah, I know how to do apple. So yeah, apple. Somebody wants a pear. I haven't done a pear in a minute, but here's a pear. And I'm still juggling. I'm trying to figure this out. But when my dad died, it was like somebody threw a goose at me. And it was like, wait, what? I've never dealt with a goose before. And this thing is squawking and flapping and honking. And, and that was my life. Until I finally got myself back realigned with myself. I had to get back around people, because I actually lost friends because I used to bring so much light to other people. One of them was like, you know what, Angela, I feel like it's a dark cloud surrounding you and I don't understand the space that you're in. And I used to be their highlight of their week. But nobody wants to be around a negative person. Nobody, even negative people. It after a while, it overwhelms and overtakes them. So I had to rewire and step back, align myself with people who was going to get me to where I needed to be. And I had to have that positive self-talk that, okay, this is happening. Things are different. However, these are happening and things are different. And this is happening. This is the one positive. If you can't find anything in your life, it has to be one positive thing. One positive thing. If you can start doing that, write down at least 3 positive things that happened that day. Start in the morning. And start doing it in the evening too. That then resets your mind. Oh, everything in my life isn't negative. I do have some positive things, just 3. And write them down so you can visually see them. These 3 positive things happen. Okay, now what do I want to do today? These 3 positive things are what I want to happen today. And that's how I got out of that. Walking in nature, grounding myself, getting back to grounding. I did it today and I haven't grounded in a while, and it was so necessary. I was not going to hug a tree because there were fire ants, so I didn't do that. However, getting out in nature, getting into the sun, allowing that sun to heal me. Sometimes silence is golden.
Yeah,
very golden.
Because all of the noise of your phone and music and television and everything at your fingertips stops us from being in flow as well. So sometimes just listening, centering yourself, catching those negative thoughts and saying, no, I no longer do these things. I no longer feel these things. This is what I want to feel. This is what I want to do. And that's a constant thing that I do daily. because we have over 3,000 thoughts in a
Mhm.
day, and all of them are not positive.
True.
No matter what you want, and you have so many things that are giving you information that are not positive, right? Whether you want to or not. Even if you're just, posting on social media, I mean, that is a whole roller coaster of emotions in
Right.
itself. Oh my gosh, so and so graduated. Oh my gosh, you had a baby. Oh great, you had a birthday. Oh my Lord, your dad died. Or you got in a car accident, and then now you back high because you're gonna have a reunion and you're gonna do this and da 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 da. And it's like, oh gosh, well so and so's baby is sick, and let's pray for them. You just have to be careful what you allow in your space when you're
True.
not in a good
That's
True.
so true.
True.
That's so true. What you
right.
allow in
Don't
your
doom scroll as soon as you get up in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a song that I listen to when I don't wake up with the freshest mood or the happiest mood. It's called Good Day by Frank Forrest. And that's one of the songs. It's because it's programming, and it starts with I'm about to have a good day. And I'm like, oh, right. That's right. Let's go. I am going to have a good day.
A good day.
I am going to, it is going to be. It's another one called Happy that says, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy that I woke up. I'm happy. It helps you rewire your brain. It's a movie called Pollyanna. I think it came out in 1954 or something like that. And she played the glad game.
Mm-hmm.
So when things look grim for other people, she would say, well, I'm glad that this happened. Or I'm glad, and just finding those little moments where it might not be a full light that's shining, but you can see those glimmers, those glimpses
Yes.
of brightness. Hold on to it. You will actually attract more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm on a soapbox. I'm so sorry. But yeah, your mind.
This is so good.
Yeah. Our mind.
Because if you don't use it, you will definitely lose it. If you don't train it, it will get stuck. You will be comfortable. You'll be complacent.
Yes.
And that's another reason why. If you're not continuously stimulating your mind,
Right.
those brain cells die off. You get new cells in your entire body every 180 days. Why not invigorate them?
Right.
Absolutely.
Right,
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
That is so powerful. How you thank you for taking the time. Great question, Lady K.
Thank you.
And how you reset, and what are some of the things that you had to do and you continue to do on a daily basis to really get you back into the flow state that you're in right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for all of that. And those are great tools that you given to our audience, even to us as well, so that we can live full and live a life that we truly deserve, and take the time for ourselves, stopping, pausing, getting out into the nature, enjoying whether the trees, the sun, but whatever is it that you have to do to make that reset, to make that shift, so that you can hone in on the wellness of yourself, your well-being of yourself. Thank you for
Absolutely.
sharing that. Yeah.
You're welcome. You got to think about it. All we all are older kids.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, we have lost a lot of the imagination that we have, the wonder that we have. I just recently did a workshop, because I do team building and leadership building and things like that, and a part of the becoming part of what I do and the pivot part, right? But I sometimes go into organizations and I see where people say, well, I'm not a creative. Why aren't you? You were made by a creator, so why aren't you creative?
Exactly.
Someone told them that, right? Everybody has their own art, and everybody has their own science. Everybody has their own math. You just have to figure out which one works for you.
Right.
So I had these grown, gray-haired people scoot around in chairs. And then we had a discussion, and if they couldn't answer the question in the right time, and they had to spin around. And then now you have joy, you have excitement. Oh my God, you didn't get it right. They're just big kids. Challenge yourself. When was the last time you colored?
Correct.
When was the last time
Mhm,
that
mhm,
you painted with your fingers, or you
mhm,
crafted something new, or you created something new?
mhm, mhm,
That's something you can do when you not in flow too. Take
mhm,
that time. I do that with my family and they hate it and I don't care. But I have a beautiful wall of art because I
mhm,
said, you know what? Today, quarterly, when everybody's at home, because everybody's not at home all the time. When we do get together, and it's usually quarterly, um, I got some art supplies and I want you to do two shapes and two primary colors. I didn't tell them to do anything else. Now they have to think on their own, how can I do these things? Right? What can I do so she can hush and
Yeah,
I can get
yeah.
this project done? But so many beautiful things come from just two words of instruction.
Mhm.
Here's the paint. Go. I turn the music on. And just let your mind be free because we're
Right,
so
right.
busy being busy.
Yeah.
We're not getting anything done except being busy.
Mhm,
Right? But now
mhm,
we've slowed down and
mhm,
we're concentrating on something that has to do with
mhm.
nothing right now.
True.
And kids have plenty of time to do that. I was blowing bubbles in the park yesterday, and
Yeah.
this little girl was super excited. Bubbles!
Mhm.
Adults get excited when they see bubbles. Try
Yeah.
that next time. I
Mhm.
also told them, when your team is, stuck, go get a can and kick it. You can take,
Mhm.
everybody's going to go on break eventually. If it's a group of you and you're going to be in a meeting anyway, go outside, kick the
Yes.
can, get a ball, you know, let's talk about it, pass it, pass the ball, have a conversation. Sometimes you just need to get your energy going, your energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the guys, his name is um oh man, I can't remember his last name right now, but it's Mike. His name is Mike. I can't remember. But he used to um, get us to do 10 jumping jacks
Mhm. Mhm.
before we started. But that was just to get you moving.
Right.
But if you don't want to do that, just scrubbing your tongue every morning,
Mhm.
it signals to your body, I'm waking up. I
Mhm.
am now stimulated because we're moving for this is a part of my everyday.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So think about something that you can click your mind into. Oh, we're about to have a good day. Oh, I'm happy today. Or
Right.
I'm, that's another way that you can get into flow.
Yes.
Sometimes we gotta
Yeah.
trick our brains. Our brains are
True. Mhm. Mhm.
way brighter, bigger, magnificent than we ever think.
True.
So why not use what we know to make ourselves better?
So
Right,
true.
right.
So
That
true.
that was so good and so enlightening that our audience we know that's going to be getting a great gems
Yeah.
from you. One of the things you want to talk to you about is because see you talking about creativity.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about Pink Elephant and what that's all about.
Okay. I'm a very creative person. My
We
mom
can
is
see
an,
that.
yeah, my mom is an artist. And I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my family, so I'm just a creative person anyway. But Pink Elephant is something that was birthed. That's my company. I'm sorry. Pink Elephant is one of my companies where I work with a specific type of individual. But these individuals are entrepreneurs. They're Fortune 5 or Fortune companies or advisors to advisors, and you just notice them right away. You can't. It's some beings that walk in a room. You're like, who is that? Right? Why does
Right.
everybody know them? And if everybody knows them and everybody's moving towards them, I need to. That's one way you look at a pink elephant.
Mhm.
But for me, pink elephant actually started when I was 16 and I ran track. I was a sprinter. So that meant I looked the same way all the way around. I was a cool 97 pounds soaking wet, you know,
Woo!
and I did on hurdles, I had the hurdles, long jump, all those things.
Mhm.
I did
Wow.
those great, but just walking was a task.
Yeah.
And I used to trip on things because I'm a goofball. As you see, I like to have fun.
Yeah, you
Um,
know.
Right.
Yeah, I try to make light of life.
Right.
We don't know how long we have, right?
True, girl. Mm-hmm.
So I would trip on just air, and I named them pink elephants. And one day I
Mhm.
was woken up, God said, "You know those things that you used to trip over in high school?" I'm like, yeah. So they were purple if they were carpet. Um, those are the same things your clients trip over, whether it's being themselves, finding out who they are.
Yeah.
They're tripping over their everyday lives of all the things that they should do or all the things that they could do and all the things that they aren't doing. I help them sort through those things. And I'm sorry I couldn't get my logo to show with this, but if we post it later, you'll see that there are different colors of pink. There are different fragments of this elephant for you to see the elephant become itself. All of us wear hats, whether it's a mom hat, an aunt hat, a sister hat, a grandmother hat, a mom pup, a puppy mom or cat mom, or we have teachers, we have uh, grandkids. It's all the hats that you wear. You have a hair hat. If you have kids, you're doing hair, you're driving them everywhere, you cook. These are all hats that we
Sure.
wear. And people go, well, I don't know if I can do all these things. But think back in your life where when you didn't have all those hats on, you were still wearing like six in another environment.
Yes.
And whether you're working at a job or working at a business, you were wearing multiple hats. How did you navigate through that? Oh, wait. Now let me reverse engineer because I have done this. It is nothing that you haven't already done. You just have to go back and go, okay, I did do this. Or have somebody go back with you in your thoughts and say, hey, I did do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because we have these full circle moments.
True.
Oh, okay. And if you have someone like myself, so as a visionary vote, I go and I speak to these high level thinkers who sometimes have ideas, but they don't have anyone to talk to them in a protective environment. So
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
CEOs, people make you feel like you're alone. As business owners, people make you feel like you're alone. Nobody in your circle, is a business owner. So now you feel like you're by yourself. So I then help you with your ideas and throw the spaghetti up against the wall and
Mm-hmm.
see if it sticks. And the only people that know it is me and you, right? And so that visionary vote is what I created inside of Pink Elephant so that our high level thinkers have somewhere to go that is going to protect them, their IP, protect their business, put people in place that is going to walk with them as they journey in, exit out of their business or create the legacy that they have or build out their brand. They'll have all the security that they need. So yes, that's what Pink Elephant does. Now I have another business called Savvy Designs, and that is business foundation. Like all your foundational tools, like the beginning, continue to become of what does it look like to be a small business owner? So I do business design, development, and things like that for your foundational tools. Make sure you have all of your credentials. Sometimes people are running a business, and I remember a lady. I was consulting her for a couple months, and she was running a business on Shopify, and she did not have a laptop. How are you
Wow.
getting your orders? How are you performing? How are you seeing your numbers?
Wow.
And it's like, oh, okay. Some foundational things that you think people will have in order. And it was even a gentleman, he was running a cannabis business. I was with another, one of my partners, and that's what he did. And I was there to um, be in the room for them. And I met a guy, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is a potential partner for them. And this man did not have a business license.
Wow.
And he was at a convention. I said, are you trying to get locked up? What are you doing? This is not, the industry where you don't need to have your stuff in order. Let me help you get your stuff in order, right? If you're going to do business, let's do legit business. And that's what I help with Savvy Designs. I'm just in the business of helping businesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether it's, the business matchmaking or team building, leadership, the visionary vote. I probably help too much, but I love to help. I
Yeah,
love to solve
yeah,
problems,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't help it. And that's what we need to realize, the thing that you can't help doing, whether it was talking or singing or, you know, putting band-aids on something, you know, it's kids that'll go and get a hurt animal and they'll try to banish the animal, or they'll try to adopt animals and things like that. You've always been doing the thing.
True, 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 true.
Just make yourself aware of it so you can continue to do the thing without blocking yourself and the freedom to do the thing. Now, you might have to have a W-2 while you're doing it until you get yourself free enough, and that's all you need to do.
Right.
Everything was created with breath, so why are you forcing anything?
True. So true.
Whew, this is good.
It's
Can you
really-
tell I love what I do?
Go ahead,
because-
Lady J.
when you look at, I think why some people think that they get a harder time, because they might think that whatever doing it might be so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that you do the easiest, and people call you for. Like, what do people call you for? People call you for advice. Okay, so what are you giving advice on? Is it to help them with their computer? Is it to help them solve, you know, world hunger? I don't know. What are they calling you for? Because people are calling you for something. They're asking you for something. They're telling you, the next time we have an event, I want you to bring this particular
Right,
cake because
right,
somebody brought it and was nasty, and I need you to do it. It is something that you do. We've all had that conversation, right? Who made the potato salad?
Right,
Because,
right, right.
you know, if you didn't make it, I don't want it, you know. And you have to think about it. And it could just be one thing. Wear that one thing out because that's your thing, right? And if you're worried about bills, think about what you're doing with your bills. What are you concentrating on? Are you concentrating on the numbers, or are you concentrating on the phone calls? Because that means you might have a gift with numbers. Use it in a more positive way. Why don't you use your gift with numbers to learn stocks, to do Excel spreadsheets for people who don't know how? Why don't you use your organizational skills to use AI to help other companies grow? It is something that you're doing that's attracting you to these bills that you're trying to solve a problem for, when that's actually your gift. And it's distracting you from your gift. So if you now can shift your gaze to the thing that you're actually concentrating on, and it frustrates you because it's not getting done, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's your
Wow.
numbers game. Yeah. So you switch it from bills to investments.
Investment. Right.
Right.
Shifting
Right.
your gaze.
Shifting your gaze.
And
Absolutely.
there's another one you said, bringing it to the forefront.
Yeah. And that's love. It's kind of like looking at the things that trouble you and
Mhm.
see what cream comes to the top. That's what you need to. Okay, that's the good stuff. Let's move it there.
Let's move it there. Let's bring it to the
Yeah.
forefront.
Yeah. We all do it. We all do it. Now, if it is someone coming to you and asking you your advice and they're only vomiting on your lawn or taking their trash and dumping it on your lawn, unless you want to be a psychologist, don't do that,
Mhm.
because you're absorbing that negativity.
You're absorbing it, and
Right.
it weighs you down.
Yes. And if you are that person dumping your trash on other people's lawn, evaluate that, because you're putting that on other people. Now, if you need to talk to someone because you're going through you're going through some things, because we all do, right? Shift
Right.
happens. Shift happened in my business when my dad passed, right? And I am, I had to, again, shift myself to recognize that the shift was happening. And it was like, oh, let me kind of reposition myself, because,
Right.
and this is why I have my free class on Monday, because I want to make sure you have the foundational tools, because we all have a gift to do something,
Yeah.
right? But I want to make sure that when the winds come and the rains and the storms, that your foundation is so far deep in the ground, you'll bend but you don't break.
Right. I like that. You bend, but you don't break. So talk to us about someone who's looking, or going to catch us on the replay, about your free class on Monday What do they have to do? What do you? I know you spoke a little bit about it, but can you dive a little bit deeper? What do they expect when they come to free classes on Monday?
Oh, I start out with a question. So that free class on Monday is every Monday at 6 o'clock, unless I can't be there because I do production for a couple of companies, and sometimes I have stuff and I can't do it, but I usually have someone come in and fill in for me. But for the most part, I have more of an incubator on Mondays. So if you have like trouble in your business, it's a room full of business owners that can help you. We had a young lady whose business wasn't doing well, had a great idea, beautiful idea. You know what cost her? What sunk her business? The name of it.
Wow.
The name did not correlate with what she did, so nobody could,
Wow.
and it sunk her business.
Mm. Wow.
Sometimes it's that simple, but because you're in the mud, you don't get to see it.
Yes.
Right. So I explain it like this, when you are in the room that I created, number one, it's a safe space. No one is judging you.
True.
I refuse to let that happen. And that's the culture that I created. There's no judgment here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're looking at you like you're at an art gallery and you're a piece of art. You can't see
Mm-hmm.
anything except us looking at you. But
True.
we can see the daggers behind you. We can see the sun coming. We can see the rain coming. We can see, all the things. If you keep walking, you're going to run into this thing. Or if you walk
Mm-hmm.
backwards, you're going to walk. Don't go backwards, right? Just keep going. And if you
Mm-hmm.
fall forward, because at least you'll come out of this
So
artwork.
true.
Right.
So
Right?
true.
We'll get you to another painting, but if you're gonna fall, let's hold you together when you fall, and you're gonna fall forward, because all it is lessons. There's no such thing as failure.
Mm-hmm.
Failure is a verb, not a noun. Most people stop at the word failure.
Yes.
It's not a noun, it's a
So true.
verb.
So true.
That's something you work through.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have not failed, just know it's coming. And that's okay. That's where the lessons come from. Those scars
Mm-hmm.
that we have, those little calluses that we have, that's what failure helps you bring. Because guess what? You can use those same calluses to help someone else not get hurt.
True.
Those same wounds, those same experiences,
True.
like someone said that they lost a parent. Now you can talk to other people who haven't, or they are now about to, and you can,
Yes.
this is what I went through. Let me help you.
Yes.
That's a part of the experience that you build when shift happens.
Yes.
Because it didn't, if you don't learn from success, you learn from failures.
Yes.
And so in that room, we talk about successes. In that room, we talk about being better. In that room, we talk about failures. And then
Mm-hmm.
we build you up before you get off that phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That shit happens. And that's okay.
True.
It's
It's
okay.
okay. Yes,
Give
it's okay.
yourself grace. My oldest daughter says you have to give yourself grace, because according to the mind that you have right now, this is the first time you've been here.
True.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And we all are going through the different phases of life.
Right.
Yes, the beginning, the continuing, to become. All we're doing is
Absolutely.
becoming ourselves. That's it.
That's
So
it.
why we beat up ourselves so much? We
That's
gotta learn
propaganda.
the phase. We have to learn going through the phase.
Yes, that's propaganda, though, to be honest. Because we're trying to discover who we are. You can't
Right.
discover what you are. It's like, come on, Christopher Columbus, we've already been here. You can't say you discover something that's already there.
Once we tap in,
That's a big one.
once we tap in, we
Yes.
go into that state of no, it's just magical.
Right. Right. Right.
Yes.
And,
It is.
and every season looks differently.
Yes. And you want it to.
You
Because
put
that's
it
the
Exactly.
evolution of yourself, right? So you have to think about in nature. When it comes to a
True.
baby bird being born, of a butterfly being born, All it is them stretching their wings, right? And they have to come out of an uncomfortable
Right.
place,
Right.
or they're gonna die. If they stay
Mm-hmm.
in that cocoon, if they stay in that egg, they're gonna die because they don't have the nutrients that's
Absolutely.
going to sustain them anymore. So they
It's
gotta
got
come out.
And it's time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
time.
And even then, they
Mhm.
gotta wait for their wings to dry.
Yeah.
That's nature.
It's a phase. Yeah.
Yeah, everything is created out of pressure.
True.
Think about a diamond. That's pressure.
I was just getting to that.
Yeah, but look, it's different types of diamonds, right? There's different cuts of diamond. There's different clarities of diamond, right? Some need a little bit more refining than others.
Absolutely.
And that's all we're doing. The older we get, it's just a refining process. We've gone through the rough stuff. So
Refining
we just
process.
refining, and the refining sometimes it hurt a little bit more than them getting them chunks off.
Right.
So true.
So you got to make some business decisions now, right? When you start doing things, but you know,
Yes.
it's the refining process, and all it's doing is making you be the better version of yourself.
Yes.
Joy. And if
Yes.
you is Mike Schultz is his name, because he said the same thing. He was a pro football player, and he said, and a great marketing coach. He was wonderful. If you ever look up his name, is SCHILL, Mike Schultz. Amazing guy. He said his coach told him, as long as you get 1% better every day,
Yes.
That's good.
right track.
1% better every day.
Every day. Yes. 1% better every day.
And
And
that is not a lot.
I was just about to say that that's not a lot of
No,
us.
that's
It's
not.
not a lot required. 1%. And we can do it. We have the capacity to do it.
Yes. Same thing with your task list, right? So if you put that you have to do, you know, in our busyness, put down the 10 things that you absolutely need to get done and put them in the order of priority. Like these 2-3 things have to get done.
Yes.
If you get 20% of those things done that day,
Yes.
80% of your worry will go away.
True. True. And another thing too, we need to minimize distractions.
Oh, yes.
That's a good
Because many times we're being distracted by a lot of things, and it's sucking up our energy.
But that's why it's called a television program.
We gotta minimize these distractions in our lives.
If you
Yes.
look at the people that created a lot of the things, especially like an iPad and the iPhones, those kids don't have them. They can't go to school with them.
Yes.
They don't give their kids those problems,
Yes.
those problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you this: if you have to have your phone, turn it on the grayscale.
Yes.
Dan McPherson told me that. He was like, turn your phone on gray. It's those colors that are giving you that dopamine.
Yes.
That's what's helping the distraction. If you ever want to be the very intentional about not being distracted by your phone, turn it on grayscale.
Yes. Yes.
He teaches leaders must lead. Dan McPherson.
Yes. My question to you now,
Thank you for that.
yeah, my question to you, Angela, is that should we break down our goals into the SMART goals?
You break down to your
Yes.
goals where
Our
it is
goals, yes.
achievable, where it is achievable. Because sometimes our goals are so lofty, and now your mind is saying, I'll never get this done, right?
Correct.
So
Yes.
one of the things that I do, I have 2 boards on my wall. One is where my year go, and the other one is
Yes.
quarterly goals.
Yes.
Quarterly. And this, if this thing is allowing me to do this, I will say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So whatever the thing it is you want to do more of, people are going to ask you, can you do this? Can you go to this baby shower? Can you go to this graduation? Can you do? If it's not aligned with what you're doing and it's going to stop you from being aligned, I'm sorry, I can't go, but I'll send a gift.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you do have to make time for family time, because that does regenerate you. That does give you.
Correct.
But if it doesn't,
True.
it's okay if you say no.
Yes. It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
And that can keep you into flow as well.
True.
Saying no keeps you in the flow, right? If it's not, if you are living a life of intentional, if you start today and say, I'm going to be intentional about,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And give
Mm-hmm.
yourself one goal.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's about getting more podcast guests and your only goal is to do that, now you're saying, okay, in the next 30 days, I need to get this many podcast guests scheduled
Mm-hmm.
for the next 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is when you are making goals, if it's not going to make or break you or be even a possibility in the next 3 to 5 years, it's not really a goal, right?
True. True. True.
Right.
So true.
So when you are creating something for your business, don't just think about what you need for this week. Think what you need for this year and how it's going to affect you 10 years from now.
Yes.
That's how you create your goals.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So if you want to do like more speaking, okay, that's a 10-year goal because you can see yourself
Yeah,
doing
you can
that.
see yourself, right.
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 You know, if you are, and let me tell you this, everybody, you don't have to start a business from scratch.
True.
Please. There are so many people, baby boomers, that are aging out right now. If your goal is to be a business owner, go to franchisegator.com and also look in your local, go to like your local chambers and see who is aging out of their business and their kids don't want to take over. You can go take residency into that business, figure out a plan, have your lawyers talk to them and say, hey, let's work out this plan. I will buy your business. Right now, you're starting in the black, not the red. Right
Yes.
now, you have their credit. If they have good credit, now you can get a loan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Versus starting with only your money or no money to start a business. And now you have worry because you thought you were going to get $10,000 a month because that's what they said online, but you only have $50 products and it's only
Yes.
you selling it, right? Unless it's an e-com, you're going to have to fulfill it, right? So if you go into, okay, let me acquire something that's already done.
Done.
Now it already has the frameworks. It already has systems. And if it is cash flowing, do that.
Mm-hmm.
So if your goal is to be a business owner, do it that way. Save yourself time, save yourself energy. A lot of times those owners will stay on with you for a year or two because they don't have nothing else to do, and they will train you.
Yes.
You can put them on payroll.
Makes sense. Yeah.
They can come in when they want to. Now you already have a staff. You don't have to hire anybody. Again, you don't have to worry about systems. And you already have somebody who's going to make sure that the business is going to continue to run because that's their baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be a business owner, that's a way that you can be intentional about doing it because everything that's done has already been created.
True. True. True.
Don't start from scratch. The wheel has already been made.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that in your life too. Like if you are working on, a book or something like that, okay, get in a room of authors.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Find authors. Just be intentional about your surroundings, about your words, about your actions, and be consistent. Dedicate yourself to yourself because you are the only you there's ever going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I can't save your soul, you have to want to do that for yourself. I can't want to save you more than you need to be saved.
Yeah, so true. Yeah. Oh, Angela, you're giving us some real great nuggets here, girl.
Thank you.
So beautiful.
You're giving us some real good nuggets.
No, you served us well. Mm-hmm. You served us well.
Helpful because that flow state is so important to your well-being.
Yes.
Sometimes you see people that are your age and you look at them, you're like, wow, what is going on? Why do you look so old? And it's because they're pushing that rock up the mountain. And you don't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
You
they're
know, you're
pushing
in
that
an
rock.
environment that you don't need to be in.
So true. And sometimes the rock they're pushing is not even their rock to push.
No,
That's a good one too.
they got theirs
That's a
and
good one.
everybody
That's a good
else's.
one.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's a
even
good
their
one.
rock to push, and they're pushing it.
Right. And even like with entrepreneurs, you know, you have to realize that's a roller coaster. Entrepreneurship is ever moving,
Yes.
right? Your roller coaster depends on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depends on you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
You
a
gotta
test of your
operate it.
faith, of all of your. It's a test of your leadership. It tests everything in you
Yes.
as an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to be okay with that. That's just a part of it.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's why I love it as a creator, because I get something new every day.
True.
Right. It is not when you're an employee, you're like, okay, I go in and I do this one thing. Not as a business owner.
Yes.
No. But if you have your frameworks in place, you have the correct people, when problems happen, they'll be solved on the lowest level. The only ones
Yes.
that get to you are the ones that only that business owner can solve it.
So true.
So if you do this with a mindset of
Mhm.
okay, it's not gonna be ticks and giggles, it's not gonna be a cakewalk. That's just not life anyway. It's not gonna be lollipops and
Wow.
sprinkles. That's just life, right?
It's life. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's life. It's
Most
life.
if you've been in a room with millionaires, or even if you watch some millionaire interviews, they say, I failed plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a part of it.
It's
Right.
part of it. Yeah.
It's a part of it. Like, no, you're gonna get more no's than you get yeses.
Exactly.
Everybody is not your client.
True.
95% of the people that you speak to are not your client.
So true.
It's only the 5% that you're going to help.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you go in with the idea of, oh, I'm going to work with these people. I'm going to work with women, and they're going to look like this, and they're going to work with this job, and I'm going to help them with that. And then a slew of men come your way,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and you're refusing them. Why? They want to work with you. The women don't. Your
Yeah.
audience chooses you. Your customer
Mhm.
chooses you.
Yes.
You might have an idea,
Right.
but they choose you.
True.
Sometimes your gift chooses you. It was a documentary that I was doing,
True.
and I was doing a docu-series on a band, and one of my friends like, Angel, you gotta do it. I was like, I don't even like that type of music, so why would you ask me? He said, that's exactly why I'll ask you to do it.
Right.
Because you don't
Right.
know, and you're not a groupie. Da 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 da. And so I'm asking a guy, and he was talking, and I was like, so when did your instrument choose you? And he thought about it. He was like, wow, that's a good question. Most people had asked that question the other way. When did you choose your instrument? But I was listening deeper. I heard his voice, and everybody in the band caught on to what I was saying. He
Mm-hmm.
played bass guitar, and I can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what instrument that man played. No
Mhm.
clue. Don't know nothing about the band. I don't even to this day know what the name of the band is.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard before he told me that he played bass guitar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you need to listen, ask the people around you, like,
Yes. Yes.
hey, what is there something that I always say? Something that I've been doing it since I was 16. Listen to people
Yes.
and understanding where they're coming from, and sorting out problems for them, creating problems that they didn't have, solving them, and then telling them this was the solution to a problem. And they're like, wow, I didn't even think about that, because it wasn't a problem for you, but I heard it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I heard it before there was a problem, so I helped you solve it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you need people around you to say, hey, you know what? You have a light in this area. You have a gift in this
Yes. Yes.
area. And that helps you definitely get into flow, because sometimes you have an inkling, but you don't have a clue.
You don't have
Yes.
to slow.
Yes. So
It's
true.
flow.
So true. That is why you gotta surround yourself with the right kind of people.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
Yes. The right
Yeah.
kind of people. Yes.
And understand the type of thinker you are.
Yes.
You know, once you figure that out, and then you'll go, oh, okay. Because some people, like myself, I'm attracted to big brain thinkers. Like,
Mhm.
I want to figure out if this thing is broken, can you fix it? If not,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
not, do we have people in our space that can?
Yes. Fix it. Yes.
Right. And if we can fix it, how can we improve on it?
True.
How can we now break this thing to help more people? How can we, and you know, one of the people that I'm speaking of, how can we, with a broken system, create a thing so we can help way more people
Correct.
from a little bit, and
Correct.
make a little bit stretch to help the global economy.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Nice way to put it. Yes.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, nice way to put it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because we are creators.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
creators, but again, we don't tap into that aspect of our lives. We don't.
Yes.
We just want everything to just show up just like that in front of us.
And it doesn't. It takes time. Everything takes time. Could you
Yeah.
imagine how many children we would have on the planet if they just pop up from the idea of let's having kids?
Yeah.
That is unrealistic. But people think
Exactly.
that's how money happens, right?
So true.
You have
So
to have
true.
the experience. You have to have the wherewithal. You have to have the fortitude, the dedication, the consistency. All of those things build up to you being the greatest, best,
Yes.
better version of yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the more
Woo.
value you give, the more value you get.
Right. The more value you give. Say it again.
You
The
need
more
to repeat
value
that.
you give, the more value you get.
Absolutely. The more value you give, the more value you get. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Hmm.
They don't understand the more value you give is the more value you're going to, because it's an energy and it's
Yes.
a full exchange of the energy you're going to receive back for yourself.
Correct.
Yes.
It's an energy.
Yes.
Whatever you give, what that is, what is going to come back.
And to the person who just said that, I believe in Jesus Christ, and that's who speaks to me, the Holy Spirit. And I have been very connected, very in tune, very aligned my entire life because of my grandmother. I spent a lot of time at church and listening and reading my word at church, and I'm very in tune with who I am and who I was called to be. So I listen very much, and it's not just for me; it's for the people around me. Everything that I do, I don't look at it from a me first. I'm looking at how many people that could use the information or value that. I'm like, how it's not for me.
That is so good.
My life is not for me, so I look at it that way.
You know, when you said that, Angela, you strike a tone here, because Lady J and I, every morning when we wake up, when we finish our meditation, we always end with this: how can we be of service to humanity?
Yes.
And then we ask now, provide us with all the necessary tools that
Yes.
we can be of service to humanity.
Yes.
And because we been doing this for years, Angela, I can guarantee you, girl, everything just flow. It
Yes.
just flow. It just flow. It
You gotta
puts
keep
you
your
into
channels
that
open.
state, because the energy that you're giving out, asking to give me all the tools This is one of the tools.
And if
Creating
you-
this podcast was
Right.
one of the tools
Yes.
that we able to share, bring on different guests onto this platform, and the guests now could help humanity. Because look at
Yes.
you this evening, you're being of service.
Right.
You're giving tools that people can help themselves in whatever struggle area they're going through. They can understand, you know what? I can go into that flow state if I can only change my narrative.
Yes.
If I can change my narrative from this present moment moving forward, I could align myself into that flow state.
Yes.
But again, the words that you said, Angela, the words that we say come after our I ams
Right.
is super important, because that is what exactly we are attracting to ourselves. Lady J,
Yes.
Oh,
you're
this-
good, Angela.
You're good. You're great. You're
Bless
special.
you.
You're all of
Bless
those and so much more. You're a true blessing, because what you've given us tonight is a blueprint.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2026 is moving very fast. We're in the 6th month.
Yes.
And you might be thinking, I want to find that flow state. I want to be in that flow. I'm stuck. What can I do? You've laid out so beautifully. Watch your words.
Thank you.
Remind yourself how you speak to yourself. Look at your mindset. How do you align yourself? And then there's something beautiful. I mean, you said so many beautiful things that we wrote down. You talk about positivity, and when you're writing down the negative things, write it in red ink. And the
Yes.
positive things, write it in blue. So you can look back and see, where am I positive, where am I negative, and you the individual would do the math in the column that they write those things down. You talk about yes and what follows the yes, and I might not be able to do something, or I might be able to do something, but yes, and what follows that is important, because I can do something, but then I need more of it. Then I can delegate. I can find some. But you've given us the roadmap, shall we say?
Yeah, it is.
You've given us the
is.
roadmap, how
Yeah.
we can find a level of flow, how we can
Mhm.
remind ourselves who we are, and how we can walk in living in our purpose, find the things that give us a spark. Maybe a little thing,
Mhm. Mhm.
but what brings you joy? Because joy puts you in the flow state, right?
Absolutely.
Joy puts you in the
Absolutely.
flow state. So it might be a little thing, whatever that little thing is for you. Look at yourself. There is where you do the reflection, the introspection, and to reach to the level of living in happiness and joy, and living the best version of yourself. You choose so much things to us. First of all, we want to say sorry about the death of your father, but then you also showed us how you made that reset, how you made that shift, how you surround yourself with right kind of people. You talk about the elephant, the pink elephant, and what you do, and all those things that you're doing, and how you making the level of impact in the world. You want to just give you your flowers and just congratulate you.
Bless you.
All
Thank
the
you.
things you're doing. You're working with all these various companies, because you're bringing the flow to them.
Yeah, absolutely. She's bringing the flow to them.
You're
Yeah.
bringing the flow to them, and so
Yeah.
there's a lot of joy. You're changing the game.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's,
Thank you.
it's like when you talk just now about bringing the flow, it's like you are just a pebble just in the water, and you just think this ripple effect out.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you're the pebble, and you're just causing this ripple effect when you enter these organizations. It's just a ripple effect, you know. And flow. The thing is that many times we are sent to certain places because they need our help.
Yeah.
We are being sent, we are being guided to certain places because they need our help.
Yes.
And when we follow the guidance, we are able to create a beautiful effect and lasting effect when we are being guided
Yeah.
And the only way that can happen is when you are in that flow state, because you're being guided. And once you listen, you are able to follow the guidance. And once you follow the guidance, you show up. And when you show up, those are the people that need that guidance.
Yes.
Point in time in their lives, they need that guidance. So, today, Angela, we just want to thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank
taking
you
the
so
time
much.
and
Thank you.
sitting with
True
us,
joy.
because there are so many things that you laid down here this evening. You talk about intentionality. That was
Yeah.
that's the word that myself and my sister came in 2026 with, being intentional.
That was our word.
Yes.
That's our word for this year. And when we heard you use that word so many times, it just gave us the green light that, you know what, that's the word.
Confirmation. Absolutely.
That was the green light, because
Yeah.
you use it so many times in your sentences as you deliver. You said intentionality,
Yeah.
then you said alignment,
Right.
which is another biggie. That's another
Mhm.
big word, alignment. Then you said what come after your I ams. That's another big one, because we are looking for things in our lives. We are asking for things. We want things to happen in our lives, but we are not aligned with what we are asking
Oh,
for.
that's
Yes.
So
That's
if
good.
you're not aligned with that energy, you can't say you want the pen and then you're thinking about a paper.
Yes.
It's two different things.
Good.
You miss. There's a mismatch. It's not
Yes.
aligned. So if you're saying you're looking for the pen, it's the pen you have to align with. Your thoughts have to align with this pen.
Your
How
intention.
am I going to get this pen? What are some of the actions that I have to do to get this pen that I'm asking for?
Yes.
And you got to put in the action in order to receive the pen. And putting in the action is aligning yourself with the right kind of people, saying the right kind of things. When each day you wake up, you're saying your I ams. What is your I ams? Is it matching with the pen that you're asking for? Or is it there are negative things you're saying about the pen? Because many times we ask for it today, we didn't see it. We ask for it tomorrow, we don't see it, we give up. Because we think it's Amazon going to deliver the pen.
Yes.
Right? But you got to put in the work to get the pen. And the universe only is going to match what you're giving out. So if you have the mix match happening, the pen can't arrive. You got to be in that state of having the pen already for the pen to come to you. So many times we blame people, not knowing that we are blocking ourselves from the things that we are really looking for. We are hindering our lives. So we need to step back and, as Angela said, pause, do an introspection of where we are heading, the things we are saying, because the words that we use every single day have immense power. So this week, as we start this new week, look at yourself. Are you in a flow state? What are some of the things that I really need to do to get in the flow state? Because whatever you program your brain with, that is what your brain is going to bring. If you're telling yourself, you know what, I'm going to start a podcast, I'm going to write a book. Okay. I'm 500 words a day. I'm going to block out 30 minutes, and then you could eventually carry it up to 90 minutes. I'm going to write 500 words for my book. In the space of 3 months, I'm going to finish writing my book. So you start to program the brain now that every day I'm going to be writing 500 words. So you're programming yourself now. So you're blocking out this time, no distractions at a particular time of the day. You block out this time, you put away your phone, put it on silent, put it in the next room, you know. So you start to program yourself now for the flow state. Because the brain understand you're going into this state now, things start flowing. But if we don't do these things for ourselves, we can't make the shift that we're looking for. And then we're looking at someone else who is making the shift, and then we're asking ourselves, why can't I get to that state? You can't. How you gonna get there if you're not preparing yourself? You gotta do the groundwork.
Right.
You gotta do the groundwork to arrive to the state. So you know what? This was such a beautiful podcast this evening.
Was.
Angela,
Thank you.
you know, you are a true trooper.
Hey, life happens, shift happens. You gotta be ready.
You are a true trooper to this flow state, you know, because you help us to understand that there are certain requirements
Mhm.
in this flow state. It won't just happen just like that.
Yeah,
There are
and
requirements.
Yeah.
There's
one-
certain ingredients.
But it's one we didn't cover, which was environment, and that's huge, right? So we kind of glossed over, and it was like, well, if your room or your area or your desk is junky, that's a reflection of your mind. But say if you're in an abusive relationship, right? Or if you're and sometimes abuse is invisible because it's a mental abuse, not a physical abuse.
Yes.
What you need to then do is start finding ways to get out.
Yeah.
And if you can't physically leave right now, one of the things you can do is go for your walks, exercise. Exercise can get you into a different mode if you're not allowed to leave, put your earphones on. We have to think about that too, because not everybody is free to move as others. So another way, if you can't move out of your environment, create an environment for yourself of peace and ease, even if it's a closet, and you can take everything out of that closet, or a space in the closet where you can go and recalibrate, rejuvenate, reflect. That's what you can do in that space. So I did not want to leave without giving those who don't have an open way of a more open, more free way of removing themselves, or getting inflow. You still can, in the place that you are. You do it all in your mind.
Yes.
But you have to create that space for it, whether it's outside or in the closet. It's your space.
Yes. Beautiful. Well said. And he's saying a consistent amount of day definitely gets you there. Do you agree the key is to turn up every day?
100%.
Absolutely.
You don't know if tomorrow is guaranteed.
And turn up fully.
100%.
Not just turn up.
my goal every day is to leave my potential on the floor. I want all of it be gone. I don't want any of it in the grave. So every day I want to empty my potential out. That's my personal goal.
Yes.
I don't want any potential for today lingering into tomorrow, because I want to live out my full potential for tomorrow.
Live out your full potential.
Yes. Before we go, sorry, Lady J, is that I see flow like a medicine. We really have to know that it's our right. It's our birthright to be in a flow state.
Yes.
We get the right to be in a flow state.
To breathe. Some of us don't even breathe.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Don't even breathe.
Yeah. Or they get anxiety when they have to. Check your systems.
Check your systems.
What are you running on?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's a light blinking somewhere and it's telling you something's not right. If you're unable to breathe or unable to relax your mind, there's something going on there. And before you get sick, before your machine breaks down, your body breaks down.
Yeah.
Go back. Check the gas, check your fluids.
Yeah.
all of the things that you're putting into your body, what are you doing? Because
Mhm.
it's a machine. It needs to
True.
run properly. And you cannot do you you can't live your life with ill health,
No,
right? You can't live your best life with ill health. Your health
absolutely
is your wealth because you can have all the money in the world and be sick.
true.
That's a good way to put
So
it.
true, Angela.
You
So
can't
true.
live
I'd
life
rather
with
be
ill
broke
health.
and have good health,
Yeah,
which I'll never be because I'm never that.
absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely.
You're operating from abundance,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
scarcity.
yeah. This was so good,
Mhm.
Angela. Thank you
We
once
ask the audience to
again.
connect with her.
Yeah, connect with Angela. She's on LinkedIn. She's on Facebook too, right?
Yes. But it's
Right.
best to catch me on LinkedIn.
On
I'm not really
LinkedIn,
on the other
yes.
social medias.
Right.
I'm always on LinkedIn because I'm always looking to connect and help and partner with people.
Yes. Yes.
Um, yeah, and if you have a product or service, let me know because I might know someone who needs your product or service. So then
Right.
you can be a blessing to them, you know.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Angela. And to the
Yeah.
audience, we just want to thank you so much for showing up. And those who are going to watch on the replay, we want to thank you so much for taking the time and sitting with us this evening because there is so much pointers and so much, I should say, blessings came out from this podcast this evening. So much. And it's to help you as an individual to really look at your life and, as Angela rightfully said, the last one, recalibrate your lifestyle, because many times it's just sometimes it's just a little tweak we need to make with our lives, and sometimes we're making this big thing out from it, and it's just something small. We just need to look at ourselves and make a little bit of changes for us to get that flow. So just look at what you're doing, and if it's not working, it's okay to change things up. It's quite okay to change things up. That's meaning if you got to drop some relationships out from your life, it's okay. If it's not serving you, if it's not giving you the right fuel that you need, it's okay. It's quite okay to do that, because you know what? You're doing it for you and for your system. It's all for you, so you could go into that flow state, because a lot of people wants to go into that flow state. They really want to go into that flow. So that's what we're talking about this evening. But in order to get there, there are certain things you have to eliminate. You have to get rid of those energies so you can make that space for that flow state to start happening for you. So Angela, once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
know,
for
and
having me. This has been a
thank you so
joy.
much. It was a really, really a good interaction this evening.
This
And
time flew.
yeah, it is, right? Because we're in the
Yeah,
flow.
we were in flow.
We were in the flow
We were in the
state,
flow
we were in the
state,
flow state. And to our Bloom Again clients, we want to thank you so much for joining the Bloom Again Tea Talk and Transformation, because you're really looking deep into your ecosystem and recalibrating to able to move forward and to experience the healing that you need. So thank you so much for signing up to Bloom Again. Thank you so much, and have a fabulous week. We're going to be here Wednesday with another great topic and another great guest. Have a
Thanks,
great week.
Angela.
Thank you, Angela. Tommy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep the flow going.